All right, what's up, everybody? We are live on location at Lake Martin Pizza here in Dayton, and we're glad to be back. And it is always a ton of fun. And I've already scarfed down my two pieces. You're gonna let yours sit over there. They cool off. I know it's a little cool outside, but they got the plastic up here, got the heaters.
It's so nice out, and we're in here. It's nice in here.
Yeah, if we were out on that side, it probably wouldn't be so much. So,
but I've been eating the Cinedots. Those have been my favorite meal to eat so far.
You cannot go wrong with the Cinedots, man. No. Like they're awesome. So come on out, offer stands. If you come say Auburn Blitz, we'll pay for your lunch. The lunch special, by the way, which is 2 slices. I'll show face since everybody says mine are gone. That's the size pizza you get down here. I mean, I'm going to show this when we come on for TV too, so everybody can see it. But man, it does not get any better than this. So it is.
It can't.
Love being here. Love Stacy, Brett, those guys. They do a tremendous job. Got a good lunch crowd here today. So come on down. Lake Martin Pizza. If you looked out your window, you go, man, it's beautiful outside. I got to get out. And then you walk out and your face freezes off. So.
Yeah, it's a little cold, but not in here because, again, they've got the heaters going. Right. It's all closed in, so it's really nice in here.
It is very nice.
So it's comfortable to eat in here.
Really, it's perfect. I mean, I'm fine. We got a heater right here beside us, and you wouldn't know any difference. So come on out. We appreciate all of you that watch and join us every day. You can comment away on social media, YouTube or Facebook. And we'll get ready to start here for TV in just about a minute or so. So coming up here, and again, we got a lot to talk about. Big basketball game tomorrow. Can Auburn get there? Like snow?
Yeah, that's kind of been a topic of conversation. Mm-hmm. How are the travel?
Oh, I'm going to look at the forecast for Knoxville over the next. Yeah, it's going to be, we got 30 seconds. I love how Alps decide when they want to work, when they don't.
We'll go when this is 25.
That sounds good. Oh, yeah, man.
Oh, gosh. That looks terrible, even just
accumulation 3 inches. Okay. So what's up, everybody? Welcome into the Auburn Blitz here on a Friday. Brett and Faith here with you down here live at Lake Martin Pizza. And, man, we are so glad to be here. So much fun. Our program brought to you by J.A. Smith Construction and Excavation. No job too big or too small. All the site work prep they do for residential, commercial, they do it all for you. Check out J.A. Smith Construction and
Sensagreen for air that is warm and clean right now. Call in Sensagreen. They are the carrier experts in the state of Alabama, proud supporters of Auburn athletics and a proud supporter of the Auburn Blitz. With this weather, you want to make sure you've got warm weather.
No doubt. Yeah.
Or warm air.
Yeah, and inside. You better take care of all your stuff this weekend because it's not ever going to get above freezing on Saturday. Uh-huh. So we're at Lake Martin Pizza, and I'll tell you what's hot and what's warm is the lunch special down here. You get 2 of these and a drink for $8.
Yep.
And then we've made a dent in these, but you just have to have the Cinedots with.
They're so good.
That icing, like you could just literally stick your finger in there and just dip it and eat that. But we are so glad to be here at Lake Martin Pizza, and we're at the Dable location. They have one in Alex City as well. I had somebody stop me on the way down here today, and they go, man, Lake Martin Pizza. We went down there and tried Lake Martin Pizza after seeing you guys, and they're like, that may be the best pizza we've ever had. I said, I told everybody this morning it was.
Yep.
So
it's so good.
If you haven't had Lake Martin Pizza, whether it's in the Alex City location or here in the Dable, you're missing out. So you need to make sure you go ahead and come on down. We appreciate them so very much. Faith, there's a lot to talk about. We were on the podcast. Bless you.
Thank you.
A little bit of sniff. Hey, you get everything on a live broadcast. You look. We didn't even talk about the basketball game coming up
Yeah.
on Saturday. We had so much. Alex Golish had several comments down at the Senior Bowl. Not that he wouldn't go down there anyway to be part of that, because a lot of coaches do, but he down there supporting Kieron Crawford and Jeremiah Wright. He didn't coach either one of them. Auburn has 2 players in that Senior Bowl, and he went down there and he made a point to tell them he came support them,
Yeah.
and that's why he was there. And that's the brand now that he's the coach of, and he wants to see them do well. And Jeremiah Wright had a lot of positive things to say about Alex Golish, and Golish said, "Look, this is the kind of guy we want to come back to Auburn. He's been an Auburn man through and through.
Yeah.
Stayed here through thick and thin, never wavered, went from the defensive side of the ball to the offensive side of the ball, back to the defensive side, and then ended up being a pretty good offensive lineman." And so, and you and I know Jeremiah. It's very, very nice.
Very awesome guy.
I covered him all the way back when he was at Selma. And Benjamin Russell had a game in Selma, and I remember seeing how big he was then and going, man, I hope Auburn gets him. And, I know not a lot of wins during his tenure, but just a great, representation of what you want out of somebody that comes to Auburn.
Right. And he's one of those guys too, that really, he believed in Auburn even when it was hard too.
Right.
And, Alex Golish, he's been on the road a lot recently. He's been traveling a lot.
Back on the road, I think, today. So
obviously to go to the Senior Bowl, he's been going and visiting some other guys. And I mean, he's one of the most active coaches right now with so much going on.
Right.
Like, remember when he first came in, how we were talking about, the transfer portal and then signing the first signing day. We were talking about that. And he just has so many bases to cover before, it felt like the week was over, and he told us on, I guess, not even 24 or 48 hours in Auburn. He was like, yeah, I've got this, and this planned. I've already done this. And it hasn't stopped for him once.
No, it hasn't. I think one thing that I wanted to talk about with you on here that we need to talk about this morning, and, also Alex Golish going over to the Coaches Association meeting in Montgomery, the Alabama Football Coaches Association convention, and him talking about, even at the Senior Bowl and then there, how important it is for Auburn to have great relationships with the coaches here in the state of Alabama. Because let's be honest, I mean, you want to be national, you want to go get the best players wherever it is that you can get the best players. But at the end of the day, your roots near where you are the foundation most of the time, even in this crazy world of college athletics. And even though the portal has kind of taken precedent a lot, the high school side is still very important in those relationships. And you want to build those relationships with all these coaches and know that, hey, look, our door is open when you need us. And it was so important for Alex Golish. He took the entire staff to this convention. Like, they all went. He's like, I'm not just going. All y'all need to go. Y'all need to go network. Y'all need to go talk. And, I think that sends a message that, hey, look, we know there's 2 major teams in this state, Alabama and Auburn, but we want to go get the best players everywhere. But the best players in this state, all of these programs are still top priority for us at all.
Yeah, there's no question about it. And, obviously having the in-state guys are super important, but you have to also think about where some of these coaches are coming from or where they could potentially go. I mean, all through the SEC in the Southeast of just Georgia, Mississippi, Florida, all these, they kind of all circulate sometimes through, states and stuff. So even though, they're in Alabama right now, where did they come from? Where could they go? You have those relationships, and the more you keep growing and building those relationships with those coaches, it just really says a lot about him and what he wants for this program, and to try to bring them back to what Auburn football once was.
We're very connected with all these high school coaches around the state. You and I travel every week. We have the HSA network. So I've heard from several coaches out there just their impression of Alex Golish, and every one of them to the T. I mean, really are you could probably just kind of cut and paste their quote. They're like, man, it was impressive seeing that he thought enough that we bring the whole staff, and then they branch out and they come up to try to shake all of our hands and say, because you got to think, a lot of these guys don't know each other. I mean, Alex Golish and his time in Alabama hasn't been here very much other than recruiting visits from other schools. And, he's got to go, hey, look, what a great opportunity for us as a staff collectively to go to the coaches convention and go meet everybody. So at least go shake everybody's hand, tell them we value you as a high school coach in your program, and we want to help your high school any way we can, and our doors open on our side. Just that bond, which I'm bringing this up because this has not been the case for Auburn in some situations. Now, I think Hugh Freeze did a really good job of that. I think he, for all the faults of him, I think one thing he did put priority on is building those relationships and winning the state of Alabama and all that. But the coach previous to him, the damage he did in a 2-year period of really cutting ties. And I don't think Mark Freeman would have a problem with me dropping his name because I know Coach Freeman at Thompson very well. I mean, Brian Harsin never visited Thompson High School. They're one of the best schools in the country. With some of the, and Auburn, thankfully, has still been able to garner a lot of great talent from there over the last several years. But for you to not have even gone to Thompson High School just makes you go, what were you doing? What were your priorities?
Obviously, there was no priorities during that period of time. But, yeah, Brett, I mean, with how connected we are in the HSA, and we go to different high schools literally every single week, football games, all those kind of things, the relationships that you make. And even when we were talking about recruiting earlier this year, about how important it is to grow your relationships with not only these coaches, but you growing your relationship with these head coaches as, an Auburn coach helps you connect with the kids, because if the kids are connected to their head coach, that's going to really let them go and trust you if they, trust their coach and realize those kind of things. So that says a lot from Alex Golish, and again, the entire staff.
Isn't that what it's all about? I mean, in this a networking business?
Yeah. And
without those high schools and now the portal, now I'm going to say this. I think this is a point to be made. You better not dive off in one or the other too much. You better be able to balance the portal and high school. You better not go, we're not worried about getting kids out of high school anymore. Yeah. I'm just going to go rebuild my team every year out of the portal. I don't think that's the right route. And I also don't think you ignoring the portal like Dabo Swinney said he was going to do and just continue to recruit high school kids. I think that's definitely the wrong philosophy. I think the schools and the coaches that are able to balance them the best, be able to go out and look at their budget from the GM standpoint, say we got this much money to spend, how much are we willing to pay on a high school kid, and then how many need positions do we need to go out and fill from the portal? Those programs that are able to manage that the best are going to be your successful program.
There's no question about it.
And then the coaching's got to come into play. You can do all of that. Auburn proved you can have a top 15 roster like they had this year. That doesn't necessarily
Without
translate
coaching,
into
there's no execution.
Exactly. So JJ said Alex brought the entire staff to Montgomery. It was a big statement. Yeah, I definitely think so. I think that was the main point I was trying to make and you were trying to make here in this first segment is that I don't know that that's ever been done by an Auburn head coach. So and they needed to, because there are a lot of new guys that don't have Alabama ties here, so they needed to introduce themselves. Bama Willie said, any clue why Magwood and Walker aren't playing? Magwood still, I hate to say it, I guess still in the doghouse for off the court reasons. Now, you made a good point the other night. He's engaged on the bench. He's not over there sulking like Ja'Kai Howard used to.
Yeah, there's no question about that. That was exactly what you and we talked about, and how I said, hey, you see him, though, engaged, getting excited for his teammates, and that says a lot because, again, Ja'Kai Howard, I just remember how he was
Yeah,
did not look like he even wanted to be there. And
his body language when he was in the game was terrible.
yeah, and so that to me says something, especially, because of everything that's happened off the court. And if there is some disciplinary
Right.
issues, at least he is making an effort
Right.
during the game to continue to add to the team.
I've got a philosophy on Simon Walker or an opinion on why I think he's not playing. I'll share that with everybody when we come back. But we are on location at Lake Martin Pizza in Dayville, man. This is such an awesome place for lunch or dinner. Make it part of your plans. If you're not from this area and you're in the area passing through, you need to make this a must stop for dinner or lunch. I mean, it is just phenomenal. And still, we'll buy 5 people lunch today if you want to come by and see us, and we'll take care of your lunch for you. And we've been doing well with that. People have been taking us up on it the last several times. So take our first break on TV. Stay tuned. More to come here on the Auburn Blitz right after this.
What?
Oh, nothing.
Oh.
It's really not bad here behind the plastic.
Not bad at all.
Got the 90s country playing today down there. We always look forward to the playlist down here. You don't know what you're going to get. So,
Raise your head in the thing.
So yeah, if y'all got any questions or anything? Yeah, I looked at the forecast for Knoxville. It is not good. Not going to be a lot of fun temperature-wise around here this weekend either. All right, so let's see. They've got a winter storm warning up there until 1 a.m. Sunday. So very interesting to see. Like they got snow starting at 2 o'clock today, and it's going to go.
Jeez, that sounds terrible.
Yeah, it's going to go for a while. Look at that. Yeah, tomorrow it's going to be snowing all day.
No, thank you.
Yeah, it was like they got snow really up until from starting here in a couple hours all the way up until noon tomorrow. So how much that impedes travel and all, I don't know. We had that question earlier. What about the team and how the travels? I don't know. So
You want to come back from here? Wait, will you watch? You're like, well,
yes,
come on.
appropriate song for right now is Chris Stapleton's "Cold."
Come here. Come on.
I got it.
There you go. Come on. Lie down. Thank you. Lie down.
And we will have Coach Golis. We'll talk about that too. Coach Golis will have a press conference on signing day. Does
My
anyone
nose
remember?
is so cold.
Mine's pretty good. Like this heater is perfect.
I know, but it's just like going straight like this.
It is.
And
Well, your hat's
I
blocking your
know.
nose.
My little, it looks red and cold. Or I
You need
feel
one of those
cold.
heat warmer things to put over your face.
I know. I always do that during the football games. I always put it over my nose because it gets so cold.
You know, we were fortunate weather-wise this football season. Right up until the that last game was brutal, like for more ways than one. So, and then Super 7 was cold. Super 7 was cold. You dodged the bullet. I didn't make you stand out in the pouring rain for the 5A
No, thank
championship.
goodness. I would have been so ill. Probably.
You got to jump on the broadcast with us, so that was even better.
Yeah. I didn't know what I was doing, but I appreciated being there.
I'm let you tell everybody now that you know what you were doing.
I would have told them at the time.
Yeah.
I was like,
But it was great though. No, that's unfortunate for teams that make it there when you got
you have that kind of
and then you have that kind of weather. That stinks. But That was the Moody one, that one. So
It was.
it didn't dampen their
And
spirits.
I was excited.
No pun intended.
Yeah, I was excited for that one too.
Yeah. Ended up being a lopsided game, but
Yeah.
Auburn's got to get some depth on this team. I was on Gary Harris's show this morning in Tuscaloosa, and that's, right now, I mean, if you want to look at any team, I don't know that there's a hotter team in the SEC than Auburn. I mean, they've won 4 games in a row. And, I mean, nobody's got a bigger win than Auburn going to Gainesville and getting a win, and then now you got another opportunity to get another big win against Tennessee.
My phone is hot because of the.
Because of the heater,
Yeah,
you need to put it on your nose.
I know.
That we got. Yep, you got it. Of course you do. Oh, there's the man.
Yeah. Sorry.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. 45 minutes left on our show today, and we appreciate all of you so much. We are live on location at Lake Martin Pizza in Dadeville, Alabama. We love all of our places. Everywhere we go and do our show, but it's always fun here at Lake Martin Pizza.
Oh my gosh, that was a big bird. I thought it was coming.
Thought it was going to come in.
Yeah, but the good thing is they have little plastic all around in this outdoor, so it's nice and warm in here. They also have heaters. We have one on right now because I always get really cold.
We just show everybody. So, there's the heater. It's nice and warm here.
Yeah.
So and you see where it is in proximity to us. So it's all good.
Yeah, we're having a good time at the lunch special, and so anybody that wants to come out here for lunch, we are going to be here up until about 1. So come here. We will buy the first 5 of y'all a lunch special, which comes with 2 large slices of pizza.
Large. Let me show everybody if you're just tuning in. Good afternoon to you too, Lauren. Appreciate you tuning in. That is what you get, and a drink for $8. And
on us, though.
Yeah, it's on us.
So it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, I mean,
but they are open every day.
They are open every day, so you need to come check out Lake
Both
Martin Pizza.
locations.
Absolutely. So we can't say enough about them. Appreciate them being partnered with us here, along with J. Smith Construction and
Cincy Green.
Yes, thanks so much. All right. So talking about some of the baskets, kind of shifted over to basketball.
Yeah.
Talking about Magwood and Walker. Stephen Pearl and Bruce Pearl said, look, the first priority to get on the floor and get major minutes is your defense. And if you can't handle it from the defensive side, then you're probably not going to get the minutes you think. Mm-hmm. So the only thing I can come up with, because Simon Walker is a very good offensive player.
Yes.
I mean, he's proven that he can score the basketball, but maybe he doesn't feel like Simon Walker is where he needs to be with his defense. I'm totally going out on a limb here because I don't know this for a fact, but it's the only thing I can come up with because Faith, a team that's basically only playing 7 guys every night, you would think, hey, I need him out there.
Yeah, we both kind of were talking about that after, I don't know if it was the Florida game or the one before that, but we were just talking about how it is weird that we haven't seen, Simon Walker and just how it's been so shallow in that bench and how many guys are coming off and, what happens about potential injuries that are going to happen. And so, with the growth of the defense on this Auburn basketball team, you've seen I'd like to say a big shift from the beginning of the season, especially those first 2 games of SEC play.
Right.
To now, I think they've grown and had some sort of shift where things are starting to connect.
Right.
And I don't know if that's, depending on certain offenses and whether or not they're playing man or zone. But I will say there has been a bigger shift in the defense.
There has.
But
it's gotten better.
Yeah.
And that you look at 3 of the last 4 games, you've held your opponent under 70 points. One of those was Florida at home. Mm-hmm. You did allow, 83 against Texas? You won 88, 83? 82 against Texas. But the other three, the Ole Miss, I think they were held to 66. I think who was it prior to that? Prior to the Ole Miss game. Anyway, I know the 3 out of the last 4 have been pretty much the defense that you've been remembering from the last 4 or 5 years. So I wanted to look at the minutes per game, and it's dead on South Carolina, wasn't it? You know, South Carolina, who it was. So South Carolina and those Florida and Ole Miss, you held to under 70 points. But when I look at this minutes, you got 7 guys that are averaging double-digit minutes. That's it. Everybody else, Caden Magwood's not. We're not counting him right now because he's not available. And so
the one with the closest to having double-digit numbers is Emeka Oporum, and he's not even
out for
able
the
to
year.
play. So that's really showing how shallow it is.
This is one of the thinnest teams I can remember. And, you know, I just keep going back, and I know all of you that watch us regularly, I keep saying, hey, we got to have 10, 11 guys step up this year for us to do the things we need to do. So, look, I'm going to say this. Kudos to Stephen Pearl and this staff for getting out of the 7 guys what he's getting right now.
Yeah.
But I don't know how sustainable this is the question.
Well, yeah, we were talking about once it gets to tournament play and you don't have time to regroup and get yourself together and recover, that's going to be a lot harder to play back-to-back games on days that you're
Tournament play.
Yeah, seven guys. You can't do that.
Yeah, Florida's playing 9 to 11 guys.
Mm-hmm.
Auburn's playing 7, sometimes 6, like legit minutes. I mean, Keyshawn Hall's 33 minutes a game.
Well, remember when was it Jovic who had to come out because of that knee?
Yeah.
Against Texas, and then also someone got in foul trouble the other day.
Oh, it was Elijah Freeman that got in foul trouble.
It was, and so he was having to sit for quite some time.
Yes. Well, so when you get in foul trouble early, I mean, you just don't have a lot of options.
Yeah.
You almost have to come out and play flawless basketball. Now, they got off to a slow start offensively against Texas and was able to come back because of defense. And, you know, Texas was unconscious from outside, and you knew they were going to be able to keep that up.
Right.
So Auburn kept it close till half, and then they were able to kind of take over. All right, we're up against a break. We got a lot more coming up. We got some comments coming in. Keep those rolling in. A lot more to come here from Lake Mart Pizza in Dadeville right after this.
Ronald, I saw your comment this morning about your knee replacement.
I meant to say something about that.
So I hope your recovery goes well. Make sure you just keep moving your knee so it doesn't get stiff. That's what I learned with my dad's.
There you go. Yep. Good luck with the recovery there, buddy. Wow. Listen to Tennessee shows. I can't stand Steven. Might dislike him even more. They did Bruce. That's kind of odd, you know, that he played there. His dad coached there. I mean, he did a lot of good things for Tennessee. And I don't know, it's just kind of odd that you would just have an immense hate for somebody that played there and coached there. But, I mean, I get it. I know how fans are. I mean, when you cross lines and go somewhere else, they forget what you did. They only know you for what you are doing now. So that happens. Here. Yeah, the weather's not going to be good up there in Knoxville at all. A lot of snow. We're talking about point production for Auburn basketball. It's Keyshawn Hall, and then you have a massive drop-off after that. It's Tahad Pettiford, and he's at 13.4, but it doesn't feel like he's a 13-point-per-game guy. he's had some kind of look at his previous games. 7 against Texas, 11 against Florida, 9 against South Carolina, 9 against Missouri. Had that 17 against Ole Miss, which was a good night. But that's more like what he's been doing, 7, 9, 9, 11. He's your next leading scorer on the team, and it's just not what everybody thought it was going to be this year. Now, again, we've talked about him playing out of position and really not being a true point guard and a two guard, but look, it's all you got. It's all you can work with. I mean, this is nothing that Stephen Pearl or the staff can fix, especially when you got a guy that you were depending on in Caden Magwood. I just thought he was going to be a mainstay. He's going to be young, but you felt like he was going to be a guy to give, Todd a little bit of a break and maybe could emerge as more of the leader of the point guard and maybe shift Todd to a 2 later in the season. That's
kind of what happened a little.
Yeah, Denver kind of. Yeah, with Denver and Todd. Got to be able to play for that to happen, though. And Auburn is so close to being in first in the SEC.
Well, I mean, no one wants to hear you say the word first or close.
No, they don't.
That's.
Well, so what could I substitute that word for then? I don't know what else.
Auburn's just slightly behind.
There you go. All right, it's about to be coming back for TV. But this conference, man, is just – there's never been more of a tight. Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. We're live on location at Lake Martin Pizza in Davil, Alabama. We really appreciate Lake Martin Pizza, Stacy and Brett, the whole staff. This group down here in Davil is awesome. We love going to both locations and now it's sitting here, but this place has a cool vibe to it. As you can see behind us, the bar, and they've got the plastic up so you don't feel – it's not golden.
Yeah, if there's any sort of wind, it's not able to get in through
right.
here because all the plastic, and then also all the warm air just stays right in here, and we've got a heater going, and so everything is nice and warm. I mean, you don't even need the heater going. Nobody else has it going. We
went ahead and got it on.
I just get cold.
Well, I'm going to be honest with you. I was a little cold here when I walked in. Again, appreciate them, but Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine, it's halfway through our show.
It is, and so on Saturday, tomorrow, we are going to be having our post-game reaction show brought to you by Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. So make sure you tune in for that. I know it's going to be a little bit late, but it's going to be a really good conversation just because of these are two really good teams playing against each other. Really good is kind of a stretch, but two talented.
Yeah, I mean, and Tennessee just had another big win. I mean, this is a big game. Like when you look down the line at RPI and Quad One and all that kind of stuff. Auburn just picked up a massive one in Florida. If you could go on the road, I think it's pretty obvious that when you look at the last 5 years, Auburn, Tennessee, and Alabama have been the 3 teams at the top of this conference. And, of course, Florida over the last couple of years, obviously won a national championship last year. They vaulted them. So I'm saying consistently, though, it's been Tennessee, Alabama, and Auburn.
Yeah.
For Auburn to be able to go on the road, beat Florida, and then maybe come back tomorrow and get a big win in Knoxville, which they've had luck there. They've had good fortune in Knoxville. And Stephen going back to where he played under his dad, for the first time, you got to think about that. That's going to be, something for him to soak in. But Auburn's in a position, they pull that one off. Then they've got a week off before Alabama comes to town next Saturday. You're really sitting in great shape if you're sitting there at 6-3.
Yeah.
I mean, after 9 games, you're 6-3, and you played some really tough teams.
Yeah, you're seeing this team start to have that chemistry and connection on both sides of the ball.
Yes.
I see it more, to be honest with you, on the defensive side of the ball than I do the offensive side of the ball, but they did make it a point to have I think for the Ole Miss game, it was 20 assists. So making sure that you pass the ball
Yes.
one more time before you shoot. And so that was something that, Auburn's been talking about working on and really diving into because,
Yep.
again, that team player and connection is what made them successful,
yeah.
in some of those
Right.
some of those big wins that they've had,
Yeah.
and the close ones.
Absolutely. Some comments coming in. Dane said, I'm surprised Magwood didn't get kicked off the team after what he posted on social media. Again, I'm not going to go out on a limb and speak for Stephen Pearl, but I don't know if he can afford to kick somebody off right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not trying to give anybody a pass. You should look, if you do things that aren't good for the team or whatever, and you have standards, it doesn't matter if you only got 8 guys on the roster and somebody's not doing what they ought to be doing and it deserves or warrants being kicked off, you kick them off.
Yeah.
I'm not saying what he's done does that, but I'm not sure. Maybe the leash is a lot longer with guys right now because of the depth of this team. Doesn't make it right. Jeff said Calipari says when his teams come down, everybody makes it a Super Bowl, but Arkansas having a whiteout for Kentucky tomorrow. I mean, isn't it amazing? Oh yeah, we're the bullseye, and then we don't do that kind of stuff around here. And then let's have a whiteout for my old team coming in with Kentucky. And Kentucky's not even really. I mean, this is not the old Kentucky.
This is not a crazy Kentucky team.
Magwood in the doghouse. Walker needs to work on his defense. JJ and Dane saying what we've been saying. I mean, it's the only thing I can process of why Simon Walker's not getting more minutes, because this is a team that if you have anything, you're going to get some more minutes because you're only getting 7 guys with double-digit minutes right now.
So let's talk about how Elijah Freeman coming from D2 and Simon Walker coming from UAH.
Yeah.
How Elijah has that athleticism just engraved into him in the same way that Simon Walker has it too. But Elijah's really come a long way in his defense in the way to keep up at this speed, the way that I don't think Simon Walker has kept up nearly as well as.
Well, Simon's
Elijah
straight out of
has.
high school. He didn't go to UAH. He's straight out of He's straight out of Huntsville High.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
okay.
But so and then he had an injury too. So you got to think about that.
Yeah. So, but I mean, either way, the guys that are right out of high school in the D2 kind of level, though.
It's
you're
about the
still
same
at
thing.
the same pace.
It's
or
about
a
the same
different
thing.
pace.
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Going from there
from a development standpoint.
Yeah.
Trying to grasp the speed of the game.
But again, and I think you think about that too with Philip Jovic when he first came and started playing.
He had a
in the
learning
United
curve.
States. Took kind of a minute to really.
They had to learn this style of basketball.
Yeah, had to. So it's kind of all over with this whole new crew that you're getting.
I do think Simon Walker is going to be a great player, though. I really think he's going to be a guy. Again, you didn't see Alvin Henderson play at all this year for Auburn, very much at all, like very small amount.
Yeah.
There's no doubt with him staying and what we watched him do in practice from week to week and get better, that he's determined that he's going to not only play, but he's going to be a main contributor down the line. Whenever that is, he'll have that opportunity. Look, man, you got to sometimes just put your nose down and just grind. And Simon Walker can earn his way onto the floor.
You have to just be coachable and able to learn and make those adjustments. And now if you can't go and make those adjustments, then obviously there's something to be said. But if you're trying and really absorbing what the coaches are telling you and you're actually trying to learn, that's where you're going to find the difference between some people that, again, just think that they are good enough to be there with how they play. And so if we start to see Simon Walker and start to see kind of that development process, I know we're going to be going to practice and stuff too.
Oh, yeah.
We'll be seeing some more of that.
We'll be back in practice next week.
So
week of the Alabama game. So get the Tennessee game under your belt this Saturday. Man, if you could get that win, we'll kind of run down some standings for everybody if you don't have them in front of you. Just kind of see what the latter part. Like, it's hard to believe you are approaching the halfway point of the SEC schedule.
Well,
9 more games after Saturday.
When we were already talking about the tournament, it was like,
gosh.
How are we already here?
And talking about the high school tournament too, we're already trying to get all that. That's in a month.
Well, that's
literally
2 weeks after that is
the SEC tournament.
Yeah.
Yep. Be Basketball City coming up here shortly. All right, we're going to take another break. Again, thanks to Lake Martin Pizza. We love being here. You need to love being here. Trust me, it's the best. And you cannot find a lunch special anywhere
At all.
for the price and the value you get and the quality that you get. So check them out, Lake Martin Pizza. We'll be back with more here on Auburn Blitz right after this. Yeah, my phone's generating heat too.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah, because that was from
That was last. No, it was another graduation ceremony.
Yep, after I had, because that was from mine in December.
Correct.
She sees all the birds like in the little ones that go up there.
Oh yeah, up to the top.
Yeah.
Seriously.
My little bird dog. Oh my gosh. Same exact name.
Yep.
You need to make a different.
I know it.
Awesome. I think we're about to come back to TV soon. I don't really know. This has been the longest break ever.
It is long. We'll tease the announcement again too.
Okay.
Are we ready? Go. Sometimes it just feels like forever, doesn't it?
It does. Probably.
We're getting after the 90s country today down here.
Yeah.
Another victim of COVID. Joe Diffie. Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Couple segments left here on the show. We're live on location at Lake Martin Pizza here in Dadeville, Alabama. We appreciate our sponsors, J. Smith Construction and Excavation and
Sense Green for air that is warm and clean. Call on Sense Green.
Yeah, well, JJ, they play the ads on the TV side. Yep, we stay up here constantly. So, and there's
Just
another.
get a little behind the scenes.
Yeah, I mean, you get to see the conversation. But hey, we got a major announcement coming up on February 2nd, which is a Monday. Everybody's like, why don't you say in the second? Because we won't be on the air on Sunday. We'll be on the air on Monday. And again, we're excited. We got huge news for us here at Auburn Blitz and great addition of what we're going to be doing. So we want to continue to tease that out there, keep you on the edge of your seat. But we're looking forward to it. Another really cool thing that we're going to be doing here on Auburn Blitz.
Yeah, really excited about it. Everyone knows who, what.
They're going to know.
Yeah.
For sure.
But we're really excited about it. Lots of good things to come here in 2026 for Auburn Blitz and AHSAA too.
Yeah, we got a lot of great things going on, and kind of shout out to all of you out there that have subscribed to our YouTube channel. We are up to almost 15,000 subscribers, and man, it's humbling every day to look at that number grow, and how many of y'all that have found us and continue to help us spread the word. It's all you guys. I can't tell you how many of you come on here almost daily and say, hey, we want you to go find Auburn Blitz if you haven't found it, and I'm spreading the word and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, it's just great. We watch our numbers grow every day, and it's all because of you guys out there. And so looking forward to seeing what 2026. Hard to believe the first month is almost over.
I don't even want to talk about it because I haven't had to write down 2026 yet. And
you haven't written it down in January at all?
No, I haven't needed to.
Okay. I've written it several times already. So, but anyway.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, yeah. I haven't screwed up yet. I've almost made the 5, but this is one of those. If you make the 5, you can just loop on around.
That's true.
And just pull it together, so you don't have to. You can say, "Oh, I didn't really mean to do that," so you don't have to scrap whatever it is that you do and start over. A couple segments left here on the show again. Talking about this basketball team. If you got any more things that you want to talk about, got to travel to Tennessee. See what happens this weekend. See if Auburn keep a winning streak going. You got a 4-game winning streak in conference play, standings wise. When you look at the conference standings, it's A&M at 6-1. And man, you look at that buzzer beater at Auburn.
Could have made such an impact on obviously their record and Auburn's record, because Auburn would be right up there. They wouldn't be.
Well, Auburn would be ahead of them.
Yeah, well, I'm saying up there.
Of course.
Because they wouldn't be ranked 1 technically in the SEC now.
It's kind of crazy. Texas A&M's 16-4, 6-1. They're not ranked, but Arkansas is, and they're in second along with Florida, 6-2. Auburn beat Arkansas and they beat Florida. So Auburn was a buzzer beater away from beating the top 3 teams in the league. So where do they fall? Right behind those teams at 5-3 along with Vanderbilt.
Yeah, ranked 18. So, I mean, you've got –
So Auburn's right on the cusp of getting back in the top 25. Kentucky, 5-3, and then you got Tennessee and Alabama at 4-3. Then your team. Georgia 4-4, Missouri 4-4. Mississippi State and Ole Miss both with 3 wins. Mississippi State's 3-5. Ole Miss is 3-4. Texas 3-5. South Carolina 2-6. LSU and Oklahoma 1-7. And it's like Gary was saying on the show this morning with him. What's up, my man? 1-7. When you look at it from that standpoint, they could easily have 3 more wins. Oklahoma, LSU, Kentucky had to beat them on a buzzer beater. Like, you better show up every night. There is not a gimme game in this conference this year. Better not look at the records.
That's the whole part of this conference, and also basketball in general. You just play so many different games, and you don't know half of the time which team is going to show up. I mean, this Auburn team hasn't been consistent every single night that they've played by any means. And
Right.
they're continuing to grow and develop and get better each game. But also sometimes it looks like a few players take a few steps back.
Right.
And with how shallow this Auburn roster is,
Right.
if one or two players take a few steps back,
Yep.
that's a big problem.
It's a huge problem. So I know we got to get to another break here in a second, but we'll finish the show with football talk again. You're looking at this portal where Auburn ranked. I know we had something you want to, and we're going to rank again, we keep telling everybody, give this one more week, probably after signing day for the high school side.
Yeah.
Because Alex Golich kind of made mention that, hey, look, we got what we got. If there's another guy out there we might grab, we'll obviously do it. But
right.
I think it'll be safe after next week when we go to the press conference. Maybe the following show, you and I can have our grades and our rankings of the guys that came in the portal. We rank first to the bottom. So,
yeah.
And maybe who we think's going to have the major. Obviously, we already know who number one is. I mean, it ain't like that's some kind of daggum. Who they going to pick at number one? Byron Brown got that locked down. But everybody beyond that who falls in rank order in this portal class, we will definitely be doing that soon. All right, we're going to take another break. Our final break here for TV. Stay tuned. One final segment here on the Auburn Blitz, live on location at Lake Martin Pizza right after this.
Thanks for lunch.
Are you welcome? Did they All right, perfect example. You see Dane behind us back there at the bar. That's a man that watches the show and says, I'm going down there taking advantage of their offer to eat lunch. So
Come on.
that's what I'm talking about. It is good. So anytime you guys, when we come to Lake Martin Pizza, keep it in mind, the first 5 we will take care of. How nice, really? I mean, what can I say?
You're the nice one.
Oh, am I?
Mm-hmm.
You just said that. All right, we're back. Welcome back to the Auburn Blitz. Final segment here at Lake Martin Pizza. And we have so much fun down here. We do, and the food's great. And
Can't eat it.
last time I'm going to show this, and this is going home with you because Faye doesn't eat at lunch. She saves it for later. But that's going to be hers. It's not going to slide off. I knew you were going to go. But you saw how big the slices are. And then, of course, the rest of the Cinnamon and the icing.
Those will go home with you.
And by the way, that thing's soaking up heat, too. That stuff is getting hot. So
I had to take my jacket off.
that's
Kept
good.
me nice and warm.
So see, they got the heaters for you. You just don't. I mean, it's perfect out here, and it's great to sit outside and got the plastic up around the outside, so you don't have to worry about anything. All right, to close out the show here, again, I want to remind everybody we will have a post-game reaction show tomorrow.
Yes, presented by Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine. Really, really excited to have every post-game show that we do, but this one is going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a little bit later, so make sure you stay awake and stick around to tune in after the game is over. We're not going to be in Knoxville like we thought we were. This weather has kept us
Glad we made a decision not
in
to
the
do
great state of Alabama instead of going up there and potentially getting iced in, snowed
that.
in.
Oh, yeah.
Or iced in or iced out. So
Yeah, one way or the other, we're not having to travel there, so hopefully safe travels for the team and anybody going up to Knoxville to watch the game tomorrow. It's going to be snowing right here in just a little bit, all the way up until midday tomorrow, it looks like. So don't know how that affects travel, what they're able to do, but just kind of keep on the lookout and see what that does. JJ, I will not. The announcement Monday will not be me starting a hot yoga segment.
that's.
Not Lane Kiffin.
I was literally gonna say.
So, we're in pretty good shape considering Tahad and not having a true big. Yep. I think here's the way I look at it. If Auburn's winning now and they're having the success they're having now, fighting through some of the deficiencies and some of your players that you thought were going to be major contributors aren't really contributing right now. If the switch clicks, man, just think what you could be doing. What if Tahad's points per game go from 11 to 16 or 17 all of a sudden?
Yeah, I mean, you would get a lot more out of his performance because still right now, I mean, it's not even that he's too much of a contributor off ball, but I mean, making the mistakes that he's making has put them in some crucial situations.
He turned the ball over again. He only had, I will say this, we didn't say this on the postgame show, 3 turnovers was a school record.
Yes, that is true. But there have been times where.
But there were a couple of crucial ones.
Yeah, he'll go and he'll make or he'll take a shot, and it's not the time that you go and he's going to shoot the game away.
That's almost like a turnover because you brought that up. I was talking to another guy with me on the up at Media Row, and there was one possession where Tahad dribbled the ball down, and there were 3 men, and he just shot. There was nobody was ready to get a rebound. It was early in the shot clock. He just like, okay, I'm about to shoot. And it wasn't that he was wide open. He had 3 guys, literally. And it was a wasted possession.
That's exactly what it was. And you and I both are, I guess, after the game, were saying that there are just some shots that he goes and takes that it's a waste. I don't again, one more pass would do so much. And
well, that's his role right now as the point guard. You're supposed to distribute the basketball first. And you're supposed to create, whether it be drive downhill and dish or, be able to work the offense from the top. and his assist numbers just aren't the best. I mean, there's no other way to spin it. So my point in saying all this is not be negative. It's to say that Auburn's winning in spite of all this. You get some of this cleaned up. You continue to play good defense. Hey, who knows what this team can do, man? I mean, they definitely have improved the last several weeks.
There's no question about that, and the defense too has improved a ton from the beginning of this year, and even the beginning of SEC play. And so, a lot to happen tomorrow and to come, and really excited again for that post-game reaction show.
We'll be joining you immediately after the game, since we won't be in Knoxville. We'll be up and ready to go. So as soon as the game is finished, because the game tips at 7:30, if weather still allows all that to go on, I think it will. Tip at 7:30. So immediately after the game, Pepper Tree Steaks and Wine post-game show, Faith and I will be on that. And we'll take your comments. You can interact however you feel. After the game, hopefully after another Auburn win, we're on the roll here on our post-game shows. It wasn't that way in football, I can tell you that.
Oh, my goodness.
So we've kind of made up for it in basketball. Hopefully we can keep that going here. As we close out the show here, again, we want to thank Lake Martin Pizza. Can't say enough about what they do for us and what a great partner they are, and a lot of partners that we have out there. And as we head into the weekend, reminder on Monday, we have a massive announcement for everybody regarding our programming and a great group partnering with us here as our main partner.
Excited.
I'll just go ahead and let that little piece out of the bag. Can't wait to talk about it on Monday, and we'll be here for it. But we'll be back with you Saturday night for the post-game show, so make sure you tune us in there. So, Faith, got anything else?
Hope everyone has a safe, warm weekend.
Absolutely.
Be careful.
Be safe. Yeah, stay inside. There's not a lot you can do outside and this kind of stuff. All right, it's going to wrap us up for TV. For Faith Richardson, I'm Brett Pritchard saying we have enjoyed it. We'll be out. See you next time. Right, guys.
It's been real.
It has been real. We appreciate all of you out there again for helping us spread the word and helping us continue to grow our channel and find us out there. I uploaded the latest of our podcast on Simplecast today, so all the places you get your podcast out there. I had somebody send me a message. I didn't even know some of these places existed. They're like, hey, I'm picking you up on this and this now. I'm like, okay,
Cool.
it's good. We appreciate it. So I'm learning all that part. I send it to that database, and it kicks it everywhere. So I love how that technology works. So, yeah, a lot of you love listening to – and I had somebody also – let me say this too. You know, we do our podcast live in the mornings at 8 o'clock. I had somebody ask me, said, well, look, I can't get y'all on Apple at 8 o'clock in the morning because we have to upload it. So normally we upload our podcast around 9:30. It's about the time I get them loaded every single day. So so you actually can't listen live to our podcast in the morning if that's what you're wanting to do.
Unless you go on
YouTube or Facebook.
Yeah.
Correct. That's the two outlets that you can pick that up. Just wanted to kind of clarify that. But yeah, if you missed the live, you can go back and watch it on YouTube and Facebook, but you also have the audio only option as well. Some of you may prefer that and not look at me. So you may like, hey, I'm gonna go with audio. I can stomach listening to Brett. I don't want to look at him. So I understand. I get that too. So you can come look at Faith. That'll be fine. So
they probably don't want to look at me either.
Either way, you can pick it up. So that's what we're trying to say. All right, we're going to close it out here. Appreciate Stacy and Brett for what they do with us here on Lake Martin Pizza. Hey, we've got some really cool on locations coming up over the next several weeks, some places we've never been before. The Cart Source will be going there.
Excited about that.
We'll be going to Russell Medical Center.
Really excited about
Yep,
that too.
and they've got some really cool things they want to promote there. And so, again, that's part of it. And, you know, not to kind of give a spiel here, if you got a good business and you like our content, you feel like this is an avenue for you to get your word out and you need help, we're glad to help.
Yes.
We'll be glad to partner, and if it makes sense for both of us. And, again, we appreciate all of you out there that watch us every day. So, all right, we're going to sign off here. We got a really busy rest of the day. I know for a Friday that's kind of crazy, but do have a lot left to do today, and but we will be back with you tomorrow for the post-game show after the Tennessee game, and y'all make sure y'all hit the subscribe button so you'll get the alert when we go live out there. So, Faith, I'll let you send us out.
Hope everyone has the best weekend ever. Stay warm.
Absolutely, and we will catch you tomorrow for the post-game show.